Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Michael from Hollow Thrills back with another video, and we have a new theme park that we are at here today. Not new for as in new, but new as in for me. I've never actually been to either of these parks that we're heading to today. We're actually in Park 1, and it is Peppa Pig Land, Peppa Pig theme park here at the Legoland Resort here in Orlando. I have never actually been here. There is one coaster credit behind me that we need to get today, but before we can get into anything, please make sure you subscribe and have the bell notifications turned on to get notified whenever I post a video. And also make sure you're following both Instagram and Twitter. The links are down in the description below. But like I said, we're here for Peppa Pig and Legoland today, so we're checking out both theme parks here and to see if they are really worth the price, because these tickets were expensive for both theme parks. So we're gonna find out whether it's actually worth it. So let's check out the entirety of Peppa Pig theme park and get a couple rides on Daddy Pig's roller coaster before we hop over to the actual main attraction, being Legoland. Now this is actually the first of two Peppa Pig theme parks that are going to be opening. This was being the first one, and then they have just announced not too long ago a second one that is going to be opening in Texas. I'm interested to see. I know they're planning on also building a Legoland out there, so I'm interested to see how that's going to work out for them. But I mean, we're going to have to take a look at this park, see if it actually is worth it. I don't think you can actually buy tickets just for Peppa Pig Land. I think you have to buy them in addition to Legoland, at least for here. So I'm interested to see if it's really worth getting the additional add-on. So like I said, we're just going to walk around here a little bit, check out the lay of the land, check out to see what there is here to do, other than Daddy Pig's roller coaster, because we're gonna leave that to last, you know? We gotta hype it up, you know? But I mean, other than like that, it really just looks like it's just mostly kids stuff here, which is to be expected. I kind of expected that here at Peppa Pig theme park, but I mean, let's honestly just see what there is to do. So they of course have a splash pad, which honestly, it's a very hot day here, so that makes sense that they would have a splash pad. But this over here is the other like kind of main ride that I did see, Granddad Dog's Pirate Island, which looks kind of interesting, honestly, if you ask me. It just looks like a normal boat ride, but it just goes around in a circle, which honestly is kind of cool if you ask me. I wish more theme parks kind of had rides like that. That is really awesome. And I've also noticed that a majority of the attractions here are primarily kind of like more of interactive areas. Like over here to my right, we kind of have an area that you just, you know, play in the sand. Like I said, we have the splash pad behind me. There was also like a tricycle area. And then we have this interesting dinosaur area off to my right. I'll have to show you what that is. Like, it's an interesting dino ride that looks like it basically just goes on a tiny little track there and just goes around and visits a bunch of dinosaurs. It's pretty interesting, actually, the ride system. And that ride is called Grampy Rabbit's Dinosaur Adventure. Very, very fitting name for a very interesting attraction. And actually, this is a really cool feature for this park. They have a sensory guide for every attraction here, whether on a scale of 1 to 5 as of like what kind of sensory you'd be experiencing on this attraction. And it helps for families, honestly, to get an idea of what their kid could be if they're overwhelmed with certain things. Now, I do believe there's only one food place here, and I believe it's Auntie Rabbit's Diner or something to that effect. And we'll have to take a look at that menu because I think I'm seeing it right in front of us here. Well, it just says diner, and I guess this is Auntie Rabbit. I'm not entirely sure, but here's the menu. Pretty interesting. I mean, prices don't look terrible, honestly, except for a fruit cup being $10. But I mean, as far as the actual main entrees, it's not too bad. And the options look honestly pretty healthy, if you ask me. This is honestly probably one of the more healthier menus, and it's very like expansive on what you can get here. So we took a left at Daddy Pig's roller coaster and checked out this side of the park that's behind me. Now we're gonna kind of go to the other side of the park and see if there is anything else. I think there might be 1 or 2 more attractions here. We have made it to the fun fair. There are a couple more rides back here. They have Peppa's balloon ride over to our left, which I think it just got done with a cycle, so we might have to wait to see that go up and see what happens with that one. And then we have some sort of like bouncing ride over here to the in front of me, which also looks like it just got done, but we'll have to see what each of these do. And all the way back kind of over by the entrance is one more little playground area, and this one's more of a dry park. I know we had the splash pad earlier, but this is just more of a dry theme park, or sorry, a dry playground. And they have the last area over here, which is for their little show that they have here. I'm not entirely sure what the show is, but I'm sure it's probably just like a meet and greet dance show with Peppa Pig and her friends. One thing I have noticed about this park, although it is mostly wide open, they do have a lot of artificial shade like that behind me to really kind of cut down on the Florida sun and give you a nice area to kind of relax. And here's Peppa's balloon ride is now up in the sky. Just a super relaxing, kind of not too intense ride. If you are afraid of heights, the kids might not like this one, but it's still a pretty interesting ride. And Mr. Bull's High Strike is also going at the same time as the balloon ride. Very interesting attraction, not too bad. Pretty fun though, but same thing. If you don't really like heights, the kids might not like this one in particular. All right, I believe I have delayed it long enough. We are going to get in line to ride Daddy Pig's roller coaster. We're going to ride a couple times, you got to get a real feel for it. But this is a coaster credit that I am now spending a lot of money to get, but I need to get that coaster credit. It's going to be a great ride. I can feel it. I would never steer you guys astray, so I have to give you my full and honest opinion about Daddy Pig's roller coaster. And it's super fun. I mean, honestly, we've ridden it twice so far, and it is honestly very fun. The second launch on it is pretty forceful, actually. To be completely honest, I wasn't expecting it to be as fun as it is, and honestly, it's just I would ride it again more than I've already have. But it is pretty fun. And I've definitely ridden worse coasters. This definitely is not at the bottom of my list. It is. I get what the people who are into it are going for, and saying that this is a cult to enjoy this coaster. It really is, because this is a fun ride. And I do have to mention the seats for this being a kiddie coaster are actually extremely comfortable for adults. I'm here with my girlfriend, and both of us were able to sit in one car of the train here without any real problems. The lap bars are very accommodating, and the seats have a separator, so you're not basically sitting on top of the person who you're sitting next to. All right, so we're gonna ride Pirate Island and then Dinosaur Adventure, and then maybe ride Daddy Pig's coaster a couple more times, and then head on over to Legoland. And we are done here at Peppa Pig theme park. We are now going to be heading over to Legoland. But before I left the park, I went up to the ticket booth to ask, okay, can you actually get tickets for just the Peppa Pig Park rather than getting the dual tickets for both Peppa Pig and Legoland? And they said yes. It is $59.99 per person to go to Peppa Pig Park. That is insane. That is awful. I mean, that is downright disgusting. I mean, with the addition, with the Legoland ticket, I think it's only an extra $20 or $30. So I would much rather do that because it's way more worth it there. But $59 just for this park is insane. That's absurd. But we're heading over to Legoland now to continue our day here. And we have made it just across the parking lot to Legoland, Florida. But before we get on any rides, we're gonna go get some food. And I have heard that there is a pasta and pizza buffet, so that is where I'm planning on going. I literally have not really heard anything else about this park as far as what food to try. So if you have any recommendations for here, comment it down below. But we're gonna try out that pizza and pasta buffet because I'm starving. Whoever said that an all-you-can-eat pizza pasta buffet at a theme park was a good idea, they need to reevaluate their life. I am so full, I want to take a nap. And I still have 3 coasters here that I need to ride, as well as a few other rides that I'm interested in going on here. But we're gonna try to find a park map and figure out where the hell we're going. Maybe we'll try more of a tame ride first before we ride a coaster. Whoa, that is a lot of Lego. Everything under the canopy here is Lego. This is called Miniland, and this is honestly super cool. I don't know if you guys have realized this at this point, but this is my first time here. So I grew up playing with Legos, so this is just fascinating to me. I love this. I don't know, man. I don't think this is an accurate representation in the New York section of Las Vegas, because I do not see the Big Apple coaster here. I'm just saying, I don't think this is accurate. I need to see the terrible Togo coaster. Alright, our first ride is going to be the AquaZone Wave Racers. I've seen videos of these things, and they look super cool and super fun, so I'm really excited to check this out. That was honestly extremely fun, and probably one of my favorite flat rides now. That was like the equivalent of, you know, those like sail flyer attractions, like those sail flyer flat rides where you move the sail left or right and it kind of brings you out or in. It's basically the equivalent of that, but on water, which was super awesome. And I honestly wish more parks got them. The only issue is there's only so many of them, so it is a very low capacity ride. So I feel like we made a mistake by going to the Peppa Pig Park first, because I didn't realize that one of the coasters here is a Wild Mouse, so it is currently at a 65-minute wait, and I gotta get the credit. So next up, the Great Lego Race is gonna be our next stop. Okay, 65-minute waits. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Official time, just under 1 hour. So posted 65, just under 1 hour. I think it was like maybe a 58-minute wait. Will I ever wait that long for a Wild Mouse again? I hope not. But that was probably one of the worst Wild Mouse I've been on, other than Coast Rider at Knott's. It just didn't really do much, and the trims were just, they were trimming on basically any time that they had the opportunity to, and slowed down that train a lot. So not great, but we have our next coaster up, which I believe is going to be Coastersaurus, which I think it's this way. But hopefully we're going to find that, because it was closed earlier today, but they were just saying that it was because they didn't have staffing for it. So it is open now, so we'll have to get on it. Here's Coastersaurus. We found it. I was going the right way, so I'm glad on that one. But Coastersaurus, it's just kind of a little rinky-dink kitty wooden coaster, but listed as a 30-minute wait right now, so we're gonna wait for it. So I wouldn't say Coastersaurus was particularly bad or rough. My only issue was the entire ride felt like the car that I was in had a flat spot on one of the wheels. It just went the entire time, and it just was a vibration the entire ride. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like I said, it wasn't a terribly rough ride because the ride didn't do much other than that. I was all the way in the back, and there was zero, zilch, nada, no airtime whatsoever. But we got the coaster credit nonetheless, so we have one more coaster to get here, but we're going to do a couple other rides. I think the next one we're doing is Lego Ninjago, which is similar to Web Slingers over at DCA, which I went on last year and actually thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm interested to see how Lego Ninjago differs. Here it is, Lego Ninjago. We will learn the master of Spinjitzu. I love the theming back here. It is really just zen and tranquil. Except for that. That was loud. But that's from Coastersaurus, which is right beyond there. So, breakdown of Lego Ninjago, other than the fact that my arm is absolutely jacked right now. Couple things. Theming-wise, pretty cool. Ride-wise, very fun. My only gripes with it is, number one, The screen resolution is god-awful. They really need to update those projectors. Number 2 is the actual tracking system doesn't really work that well. It's very unresponsive in certain times. Like I would go directly straight and it would go super up at the ceiling. It just is hard to kind of really gauge where you need to do, like how you need to do it, especially if you like follow the pictures that are in the queue and follow the videos that are in the queue. You will not do basically anything. You basically need to do half of what, like half the energy that the queue and everything say to do. Instead of going all the way forward, you basically just need to just go about halfway, and that's about it. But other than that, like I said, the ride was pretty fun. My arms are killing me. After a quick shortcut, we are in the medieval section of the park, and there is our last coaster. The Dragon is our last coaster to get here. 5-minute wait. We'll have to see how it is, though. It is a Vekoma family coaster, so it should be pretty good. Hopefully it's just not too rough. Yeah, basically walk on for the Dragon. And, in my opinion, by far the best coaster here at Legoland and Peppa Pig Park included. I mean, it's part dark ride, part coaster, all fun, minimal roughness. It is actually probably one of the more comfortable ride vehicles here. Very enjoyable, and I loved that all of the animatronics in the attraction were, of course, made of Lego. So it was really cool. Now we have 2 more things left that we're going to do here because we have about an hour left until close. And the first of the 2 things is right here in the Lego Movie World, as we are heading to basically what I'm going to call Soarin' in the Lego universe. There it is, the Lego Movie Masters of Flight. It is the same ride system as Soarin', but Lego Movie themed. Well, after some short downtime, we finally got on the ride. It was, like I said, basically the exact same thing as Soarin'. Pretty fun. I do wish there was more wind effects because it was fairly hot in there. So, I know, I mean, other than that though, basically the same kind of ride system and kind of the same effects that they had. You had smells, you had wind, you had movements. It was all very cool and a very nice, cool story to fit with the movie. But now we have our last ride, which is right behind me, and that's going to be the Battle of Bricksburg, which is going to be a ride that is similarly coming to Epic Universe. So we're going to get kind of a look at it first before it actually comes to the park in 2025. So this is kind of a similar ride system to what we can expect for the firefight at How to Train Your Dragon Land in Epic Universe. So let's go and check out Battle of Bricksburg. Okay, so I knew that we were going to get wet on that. It said that you might get wet, but I did not expect to get this wet. I am soaked. This shirt was more of like a light gray color. It is now very much a dark gray, almost a black color. It is very, very wet. But that was a very fun ride. I will say though, half the guns in our boat didn't work, and most of the targets on our side of the boat also did not work. Very disappointing as far as the actual like ride elements functioning properly or not, but regardless, the ride was still fun. I got drenched, and especially today where it's almost 90 degrees here in Florida, it was much needed. Only downside is it's the end of the park day, so now I have to get back into the car soaking wet. So kind of played myself there, but super fun attraction regardless. But I'll wait until we're back at the car to give you my final review of Legoland and Peppa Pig theme park. And we have made it back to the car after our long day here at Legoland and Peppa Pig Park. Now it's time to do my final review. So, start off with Peppa Pig. Grossly overpriced. $59.99 for a single day ticket, regardless whether it's adult or kid, is ridiculous. Especially for it being no bigger than maybe Toy Story Land, and that's an inclusion of price with your Disney ticket. So let's start off with that. Tiny Pig's roller coaster is fun and all, but I will probably never be back here for that. Now, Legoland, also grossly overpriced. Parking overpriced and an absolute nightmare. I mean, the parking here, you got one way going this way, you got cars going all over the place. It is just absolutely a nightmare for organization. They did a terrible job organizing this parking lot, and the price is god-awful to park here. Just honestly, to go to this park, it is just, you might as well, for a couple more extra dollars, either go to Universal or Disney, because it's about the same price, to be completely honest, for a much better experience. Now, as far as the attractions, love the attractions at Legoland. Some great kiddie coasters, some great other flat rides and other attractions that really make the experience worth it in that sense. For as far as rides go, if you're looking for an area that has a ton of kid rides for just the little tykes, this is definitely a place to go. But I will say, for the price that you're charging people to come here, Legoland, especially with parking, please, for the love of God, you are located in Florida. Get the ACs working on indoor queues. There were 3 indoor queues that we went into: Lego Ninjago, Master Builders, and the Battle of Blockburg. All 3 of those interior queues did not have AC working, and it was unbearably hot inside. That was ridiculous. And not to mention, you had to close attractions throughout the day because you didn't have staffing, and the people who were working those attractions had to go on break. That is ridiculous. And I get, oh, people don't want to work. Okay, I will not say, I don't know how much people get paid to work here, but maybe that's part of the problem. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, I probably will not be back here. This is a one-time thing for me. I did the 4 coasters that were here. Did the 4 coasters that were here if you count Peppa Pig Park as well. And I have no intentions of ever coming back here because it was just way too expensive for what it's worth. It really is. But other than that, I mean, the day itself, though, price aside, was a very good day. Both these parks are very fun if you kind of take the price out of it. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure you drop a like and also comment down below. Have you been here, and is your opinion different than mine? I'd like to know down below. But as always, I'm Michael from ArthurItis, giving you the all clear, and all clear means you're out of here. See you guys next time.